Okay, from time to time, the density function's been on the AP exam. So density, a material's density, right, is its mass per unit of volume. Now, if you're dealing with population density, you may have people per mile. That's when it's linear, like the edge of a road, right? You may have people per square mile, such as in a city. Or you may have bacteria or something like plankton per cubic centimeter. Those are all density functions. Okay, we're going to start off with a linear example. So the turnpike starts in the middle of the city and heads west. The number of people living next to it varies as it gets further and further from the city. Suppose that X miles out of the city, the population density adjacent to the turnpike is f of x people per square mile. Express the total population living next to the pike within 4 miles of the middle of the city as a definite integral. Okay, so the idea is that in order to find the population, okay, we're going to do something called unit analysis. I need people, right? So density, my density is people per square mile. Okay? If I want to get people, I would take people per square mile. Hold on, that looks messy. People per square mile, and I would multiply it by square miles. Based off of unit analysis, you can see that the square miles would cancel, and I would be left with people. Okay, so to get the population, okay, so the population is equal to the density, that's people per square mile, times the length of the interval. Okay, which in our case, we're going from 0 to 4. All right, so your density function is f of x, and the length of the interval is going to be the change in x, delta x. So the population is f of x times delta x. Now keep in mind, we want to get the total population. So in order to get the total population, we would need to get the limit as delta x goes to 0 of f of x times delta x. Okay, so to get this total here, we need to think about delta x. So here's a little delta x, right? This little piece here, this little distance. So delta x, we're going from 0 to 4. So the population would be the integral from 0 to 4 of f of x dx. So that is how you would express the total population living next to the pike within 4 miles of the middle of the city. Okay, in example 2, we have some city, okay, located beside a river. So here's some river. And then we have some city, which has a rectangular boundary 5 miles along the river. So this is 5 miles along the river. I'm just going to put it on this side. And it's 4 miles wide, okay? The population density of the city at any point along a strip X miles from the river's edge. Okay, so this here, this distance is my delta x. is f of x persons per square mile. Express the total population of the city as a definite integral. Okay, so you can see that x is going from, well, first let's just talk about the density function. So the population, okay, would be the density, okay, which is persons per square mile. Okay, I just realized that in the previous question, I apologize, it should have been per mile, not square miles, because it was linear. Okay, so I have to go back to that. All right, just making sure that I took everything else out. Per mile. Okay, so let me just erase here. This should have just been people per mile times miles. Okay. All right, so back to this question. I don't know why I did that. We have population, right, is the density, which is people per square mile, times your delta x, okay, which is going to be miles, right? That's your delta x. So we have density times delta x. Let me just move that delta x up. Okay, times the height. Which is going to be miles again. So you can see that the square miles cancels out with the miles, and you just end up with people. Okay? So the total population. Okay, first look at what's happening to delta x. So we have our density times delta x, but delta x is going from 0 to 4. And then we need to multiply this by our height, right? And our height is 5 here. Okay, so that would be your density function for this problem. Okay, so in question 3, you have this radial density function. Okay, you'll see why in a second because we're going to have R. So the population density in Rutherford is a function of the distance from the city center. At R miles from the center, the density, F of R, all right, people per square miles. Rutherford has a radius of 8 miles. Write a definite integral that expresses the total population of Rutherford. Okay, so I'm going to draw a circle here. And we have R miles from the center. So here's my center. Okay, and then I have R miles from the center. I have this density function, okay, F of R, people per square miles. So the population, do some unit analysis, would be your density, right? Now your density, the units are people per square mile. So this is people per square mile. And you would multiply that by your area. Okay, density times your area. And your area would be square miles. Okay? So let's look at what we're getting the area of. Well, you have to think of this as concentric circles. You have to imagine that there is an infinite number of concentric circles, because instead of having rectangles like you do in Riemann sums, these circles turn into rectangles. Okay, so imagine I unravel one of these circles. I unravel it and make it into, I cut it here, and I unravel it, and I look at it as a rectangle. So the height of my rectangle would be delta r, change in r. Okay, this little piece here, that's delta r. But then my distance, my length, would be my distance around my circle. Well, distance around a circle is 2 pi r. It's circumference, right? So my area would be 2 pi r times delta r. So the population would be f of r, that's my density function, times 2 pi r delta r. Okay, so now the delta r is going from 0 to 8. So we'll be going from 0 to 8 of f of r times 2 pi r dr. Okay, I can you could take the 2 pi and factor it out. 2 pi times the integral from 0 to 8 of r times f of r dr. Okay, number 4 was, they had a similar question on the AP exam, free response. It was called the plankton problem. You could go to Twitter and type in AP Calculus plankton, and you'll be able to see all the tweets about it. So here we have the air density. Okay, so the air density is this function here. I'll call this f of h. And that is in kilograms per cubic meter. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to, find the mass of a cylindrical column of air, 4 meters in diameter and 30 kilometers high. Number 1, 30 kilometers. So let me draw a cylinder. 30 kilometers is 30,000 meters, because there's 1,000 meters, 1,000 meters in a kilometer, right? So here my diameter is 4, so therefore my radius is 2. Okay, so I want to get the mass of a slice. So picture one of these little cylinders. Okay, here's a skitty little cylindrical slice. So this is my R, right? And then I have my delta H, which is my height. So you know volume of a cylinder is pi r squared h. So my volume is pi r squared delta h. Okay, now delta h is going to be going from 0 to 30,000. So unit analysis, I'd be doing density, right? Kilometers per cubic meter times my volume. Because then my meters cubed would cancel out. Okay, so the mass of a slice is my density function, f of h, times my volume, pi r squared delta h. So remember I said my delta h is going from 0 to 30,000. And then I have my f of h, which is 1.28 times e to the negative 0.000124 h, right? My delta h becomes dh. And then I have my pi, my r squared. Well, r is 2, so I'm going to get 4 pi here, and I can factor that outside. So this is just r squared times pi. Okay, the 4 pi part. Anyway, so now you type this into a calculator, kids, and then we'll round it. So I got 126,573.8074. And keep in mind you can either round or truncate, which happens to be the same here. So there's only one answer that you would get credit for. And what are your units? Okay. So these units, okay, what we had was kilograms per meters cubed, so this is kilograms. Okay, they could also do something like ask you, okay, how many grams? And then if they ask you how many grams, you'd have to multiply by 1,000, right? So there's lots of things they could do. All right, so that 30 kilometers high, you know, I had converted that into meters. So there's each kilometer is 1,000 meters. So 30 kilometers would be 30 times 1,000 meters. Okay, kids, hope this helped.